In the heart of Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the community of Brookstown Middle Magnet School was rocked by a story of love, deception, and murder that would leave scars for years to come. It all began in 2015 when 40-year-old Lintel Washington, a single mother, started her new job as a teacher at the school. Washington had a troubled past marked by an abusive childhood and a failed marriage that left her raising her daughter alone. Despite these challenges, she was determined to find stability and build a better life for herself and her child. Washington's life took a hopeful turn when she met Robert Marks, the assistant principal at Brookstown. Marks, a charismatic and well-respected figure in the school, conducted her interview. His colleagues and students alike admired him, describing him as a really good guy and a loving father to his two sons. Despite his ongoing separation from his wife Kayla, Marks was known for his kindness and attentiveness. Former student Celia Payne recalled, "He was one of those teachers that when you see him in the hallway, he would wave at us, make jokes, ask if we wanted a popsicle." Jamisha Pinkfisher, another assistant principal at Brookstown, noted that Marks seemed eager to find real love, hinting at his loneliness and desire for companionship. Washington and Marks quickly formed a connection. He assured her that his marriage was effectively over, even though he and Kayla still lived under the same roof. Their relationship soon blossomed into a passionate affair, with Marks showering Washington with attention and compliments. Melissa Mason, a close friend of Washington, remembered how her friend would often speak of Marks' affections. "She would tell me how Marks showered her with all this attention and compliments. Sometimes he would sit in the back of her classroom and watch her," Mason recalled. Despite Mason's concerns about the speed of their relationship and Marks's unresolved marital status, Washington was convinced of his sincerity. The couple's relationship remained a secret from their colleagues and students, growing more serious as time passed. Marks even took Washington and her 3-year-old daughter on trips, solidifying the bond between them. By June 2016, Washington discovered she was pregnant. Initially, Marks seemed ecstatic about the news, expressing his love and excitement. However, the reality of Marks's deceit began to unravel during the summer. While Washington was working at a summer school program, she received a frantic call from Marks. He had disappeared for 2 days, an unusual occurrence given his typically attentive nature. Washington, worried and confused, turned to social media for answers. She was horrified to find a photo of Marks and his wife on a cruise, revealing that they were still very much together. Determined to expose Marks's lies, Washington decided to confront Kayla about the affair and her pregnancy. She visited Marks's supposed home, only to discover that he lived in a trailer, not the house he had described. Shocked and devastated, Washington resolved to meet Marks face-to-face to demand answers. On June 8, 2016, Washington arranged to meet Marks at a Walmart parking lot, 20 minutes north of Baton Rouge, far from her home. The next morning, a passerby found Washington's toddler wandering alone in the parking lot, blood on her foot and a pillow in her hand. The child was unresponsive, and the passerby immediately called 911, noticing blood in the front seat of a nearby car. The toddler's distressing accounts to counselors pointed to Mr. Robbie, her name for Marks, as the person who had hurt her mother. Police quickly connected Mr. Robbie to Marks and brought him in for questioning. He admitted to seeing Washington the night she disappeared, leading investigators to suspect foul play. As the investigation unfolded, police discovered surveillance footage showing Marks being picked up from a gas station by another woman shortly after Washington's disappearance. Initially, friends and investigators suspected Kayla, but it soon became clear that Marks was involved with a third woman, unbeknownst to either Washington or Kayla. 3 weeks later, Washington's decomposed body was found in a cane field. DNA test confirmed her identity and that Marks was the father of her unborn child. The trial revealed chilling details of Marks's premeditated actions. He had researched how to murder his pregnant girlfriend online, feigning excitement over the baby while planning her death. He shot Washington, dumped her body, and abandoned her car with her daughter still inside. During the trial, the young daughter's testimony proved particularly damning. The jury took only 30 minutes to find Marks guilty of second-degree murder, feticide, and other charges. In February 2021, Marks was sentenced to life without parole, ending a case that had gripped the Baton Rouge community. Washington's life was one of resilience and determination. She grew up in an abusive household, marrying young to escape her strict environment. Her marriage ended in heartbreak when her ex-boyfriend, Darren Glasper, left her 8 months pregnant. Despite the hardships, she was determined to provide a better life for her daughter. Washington's friends described her as a loving and dedicated mother who worked tirelessly to make ends meet. Her decision to join Brookstown Middle Magnet School was driven by a desire for stability and a fresh start. Marx's charm and apparent stability were a beacon of hope for Washington, who had been let down by previous relationships. However, the reality of Marx's deceit shattered her hopes and dreams. Marx's colleagues and students were shocked by the revelations. He had maintained a facade of a dedicated educator and loving father, all while hiding his true nature. The investigation uncovered a web of lies and deceit that left the community reeling. Marx's actions not only took Washington's life, but also left a young child traumatized and a community in mourning. The trial brought to light the extent of Marx's deception. He had used his position of authority to manipulate and deceive Washington, all while maintaining the appearance of a devoted father and educator. The jury's swift verdict reflected the gravity of his crimes and the impact they had on the community. Washington's daughter, now 10, lives with her father, Darren Glasper. The young girl's testimony was a crucial part of the trial, providing a first-hand account of the events leading up to her mother's death. Her resilience and courage in the face of such trauma were a testament to her mother's strength and determination. The community of Brookstown Middle Magnet School continues to grapple with the aftermath of the tragedy. Washington's friends and colleagues remember her as a dedicated teacher and loving mother whose life was cut short by a man's deceit and betrayal. Her story serves as a stark reminder of the consequences of unchecked power and the importance of seeking the truth. The Lintel Washington case remains a haunting tale of love, deception, and murder. It is a story of a woman who sought stability and happiness, only to be betrayed by the very person she trusted. The impact of the case continues to be felt in Baton Rouge, as the community remembers Washington's legacy and the lessons learned from her tragic fate.